ask this to the first two guys. What were just the takeaways from opening night after you had a chance to look at the film?
Just excited from what we showed. Our attention to detail on the defensive end was really good. The execution was good on offense, especially late in the fourth there. I feel like our guys did a really good job recognizing and making the right plays there time after time. So, there definitely some positive things that we saw.
Down the stretch, Al, like last year, just a lot of that stuff wouldn't have happened in a lot of the games last year. You guys kind of like fell apart down the stretch. What was the difference this year in closing with that 13-3 run and kind of pulling out of that tailspin?
Well, I mean, it's only one game, but I do think that we had really good poise there down the stretch. KP made some really nice plays, and Jason finding him at the right times, and just all our guys, they were in there, were trying to make an impact and try to make the right play. So that's very positive. And when you have, the floor space how we wanted, and playing with the pace that we want, it's going to put us in a good position. We just want to keep learning and keep being better, getting better to be in those positions.
I mean, you had like a lot of elements that worked against you in the past, where they shot great, you guys didn't shoot particularly great from three. Jalen had an off night. You gave up a ton of offensive rebounds. All of those elements would usually lead to a loss. How does it feel like now to have be able to withstand that stuff and find another way with Kristaps and Drew Holiday to actually pull out a win? It's great when you can win the game and learn from it. Obviously, like you said, it wasn't perfect. There's a lot of things that we need to clean up. Need to be better on the offensive glass, and there's things that we need to be better at. But we are encouraged to know that different guys can step up, and KP, really stepped up for us here and help us, put us in that position to win the game, because I felt like we controlled the game most of it. Then it kind of got away from us, and we just didn't lose our cool. We just kept playing and kept staying the course.
That stretch down the final few minutes of the game, it reminded me that earlier this week Jalen was talking about how you guys have more clarity of what you're trying to do and 2-for-1s and all those types of situations. Can you describe just how different that clarity is this season for you guys than maybe it was in the prior couple of years?
I feel like Joe and our coaching staff have done a good job of really just simplifying everything for us, and every guy that's out there understands what they need to do at that time, and I feel like we've all accepted that, and once you do that, it makes things easier.
Julie's been a really strong dude. How does having Drew be able to take that matchup kind of unlock different things?
Drew's a really strong dude too. Drew.
Well, he's a guard.
But he is a guard. But like, he's strong, and he has just the ability to guard 1 through 5. He does, and that's the luxury of having a guy like him. That, he's just going to impact winning, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do. So, defensively, he was huge for us last night.
There was a play in the third quarter. You and Derek White were scrambling back and forth to the corner on defense to the wing, and the Knicks kind of kept pump faking, trying to get you guys to bite, but you stayed home. How much of that is you guys being coached to play that sort of scramble defense versus just the freedom to move?
In that one, at that point, we were just trying to put away fires. Our defense kind of got out of control, and Derek, he plays so hard out there. He's really trying to play the right way. I'm trying to do the same, but we're just trying to do whatever we can to help us win. So in that possession there, it was just kind of us. Our defense kind of broke down, and it's just kind of making up and making sure that we don't give up, an open three or a good look for them. So that's what that was.
Coming off the bench, was there anything that surprised you?
No.
Did it feel different?
No, I did it in the preseason, already, and yeah.
What are your thoughts on tomorrow's matchup with Miami, and is there any carryover from how last season ended?
Yeah, my thoughts is I'm excited to, start at the Garden and get to play here at home in front of our fans. We're obviously disappointed how last year ended for us. We've talked about that, but I'm excited to see what this group and what we're going to get to do, tomorrow.
What's the best part of the first game at TD Garden each season?
Just the energy. I mean, our first preseason game here was crazy, with the intensity of the fans. So, I'm just really excited for this one, first regular season game, and just getting to establish ourselves here at home. So, couldn't ask for Friday night at the Garden. It doesn't get any better than that.
When you say you guys talked about it last year, is that something Joe's brought up, or is it conversations you guys were having?
No, that's just something that that it ended there, and obviously we all know how it what happened. But yeah, it's a new season, it's a new day, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Joe has talked a lot about mindset this year. What did you think of the mindset last night, especially on the defensive end?
I thought the mindset was good. We held them to 104, I think it was. I think, we're being very conscious of doing a good job defensively, covering for one another. And Kristaps, with that back line was great, protecting all of us. He really did a good job, and I think he was the biggest difference because at the rim he was protecting us, time after time.
Awesome.